Yo, it's so food boxing. I don't remember when exactly I read my first comic book, but I do remember exactly how liberated and subversive I felt as a result. Everything about the enticing book of colored pictures, but especially its untidy, sprawling format, the colorful, riotous extravagance of its pictures, the unrestrained passage between what the characters thought and said, the exotic creatures and adventures reported and depicted, all this made up for a hugely wonderful thrill, entirely unlike anything I had hitherto known or experienced. The same feeling strikes me when I'm trying to predict the outcome of multi-layered boxing matchups, such as Kyle the Cobra Froch against Andre Son of God Ward. Before going into the details, let me just say thank you to Earl Hickey for starting my official thread on Eastside Boxing, and to people commenting on this thread. It's great to see that your work is appreciated by boxing heads, you know. Earl used to make predictions and they were brilliant stuff. Actually, they're still on YouTube, so you can check them out on Earl Hickey boxing channel. Well, you probably already know them. Anyway, let's get back to Froch versus Ward. These two fighters are more than capable of making adjustments during the bout. They're also mentally prepared to overcome adversity. Froch especially showed that he's dangerous till the last bell. He can find a way to win in hard circumstances. As for Andre Ward, he's used to winning every round, but he's also adaptive to very awkward boxing styles. Fights against Bika and Abraham required a lot of focus, a lot of consistency, and Ward delivered. So maybe he's not as proven as Froch. Nevertheless, I'm not expecting Andre to buckle under pressure. In fact, I think that if Froch brings it to Ward, he will be countered all night. Check out Froch's fight against Derail. Ward would like Froch to come to him so he can turn him around using lateral movements like Derail did, and obviously Cobra's matured since his first fight in Super 6. It's highly unlikely that Froch will constantly go forward. Most likely he will try to maintain the distance with a jab and throw right hands. Or, if Ward counters him with hooks, Carl will try to lure Andre into the uppercut. Will these tactics work? Probably not. Ward was very effective in taking away Kessler's jab, and he's a very good jabber himself. It's hard to believe that his reach is quite short. He can also smother Froch on the inside or go in and out before Carl unleashes quick flurries. Son of God's got the tools to answer for Cobra's questions, although it will be interesting to see how exactly Ward deals with being forced to lead, because Froch's always showing some new dimensions of his game. He's able to counter from angles, and I think that he can fight fire with fire sometimes against SOG. I mean, pivoting and moving from side to side, throwing bombs. Carl can have some success here. Still, Ward's foot speed and hand speed are superior, so winning rounds will be very hard for Froch. Cobra's volume will be used against him. Opening up against a guy like Ward is an uphill struggle, and Froch's gotta open up at some point to win rounds. As much as I love Carl, it really looks like he's in catch-22 situation. SOG adapting to all Carl's adjustments and winning Super 6 after a fairly competitive fight. I'm quite confident in this pick. We all know that Cobra can bang, but he's not Iron Barkley to beat a great boxer by 1 punch KO. And while Ward can be hit, it's way too hard to hit him flush on the chin. Froch will land some body shots and maybe even hurt Andre. I just can't see him finishing the job. Ward will clinch and foul if necessary. Son of God can't be compared to young Bernard Hopkins in terms of power. Hopkins was knocking out fools for fun back in the days, you know. but West Coast men's boxing skills and ring character are of the highest level. After watching his fights many times, you're starting to believe that he's a Black Jesus. He's switching stances, maintains perfect positioning all the time, and there's no style you can dominate him with. Cause he's got no style himself. First round, Ernie Shavers finished Kenny Norton. Michael Dokes and Tony Taka was both cork snorting. Carl Froch had polished the netting Venom glance. Son of God beat Cobra with feather-fisted hands. Stay tuned.
Brilliant struggle of life and death.